Hello everyone and welcome to another Fortnite video, but this one is different and I am a lot more excited because I am playing with my best friend on Fortnite, which means I'm doing duos. And you could probably tell this isn't live, but I am going to be essentially narrating, this amazing event, amazing process. Can you tell I don't have a script? But yes, I'm probably gonna give it away in the title, the fact that we got a big Roy. But I am just so excited. This is something that I thought about doing before, which is just like, narrating one of. I don't know. I never really wanted to record the gameplay live, because when you play with your friends, you kind of just want it to be about that. But I thought I'd go in and save the replay and then like screen record it and blah blah blah, and then record from his point of view, and we could then have this amazing outcome, which is me being able to narrate the entire process, from both of our point of views, which is partially an enlightening experience for me, which is what I'm finding out in real time, because I don't think I've noticed some of the things he does when I don't pay attention, and that was interesting for me to find out. And now that I mention it, one of those things is actually about to happen. So look at me being an incredible, thoughtful duo partner, which is making sure he has shield, and for whatever reason he keeps aiming at my head, which I don't know how I didn't notice in the moment. And then then he takes a shot at me, which I am none the wiser. I'm not, I'm just heading to my next destination. So, that's fun. But a great duo. I've mentioned him before in my other Fortnite videos of being someone who got me into Fortnite. And so, yeah. Anyway, in this moment, I determined that I wanted to go to where the other pumpkins are, because I was just excited by the pumpkins in general. I don't know. This is my first time playing Fortnite in the Halloween season, and so I thought it was very fun. I don't know if they've done this before. I'm assuming they have. But something that I also noticed in this moment is why is my movement so bad? Like, I got a head start, and then somehow he still ended up passing me up, which is not a criticism of him for leaving me behind. It's a criticism of me for like, why am I so bad at traveling? And so, it's in the moment, these are things you don't notice of, like, maybe my own flaws in this game, but it's something that I picked up in splicing these clips together, tying his point of view. Oh, I thought these vines were really cool. I thought it was fun. I kind of felt like Tarzan, and I was like, oh, get on the vines. And so he did get on the vines. This is the content you guys have been asking for. It's like, oh, please tell me your thought process about the vines. Like, I keep getting those comments, and I for a while tried to ignore them, but then I'll shut up. Anyway, I had no idea I saw this big pumpkin, and I tried to do damage on it, but I don't know. I don't know what I was doing. Somehow I ended up clipping through it, and so I didn't include that. But I didn't notice this whole time that you could see me running around in the background not paying attention. I didn't realize he was fighting this NPC, and so I don't know why Fortnite replay decided to not show any damage, but he did a great job. Let's give him a round of applause, because did it kind of look like it took him a long time? Yeah, but I don't know how much health he had. So, and I'm never one to question my best friend. I'm like, I think he is incredibly talented in this game, and so it's like, if it took him that long, it's because he had a lot of health, the pumpkin guy. Anyway, at this point, you do what you usually do, which is you scavenge for better things. I don't know why I tried to jump over him in that moment, but it didn't work out. But I did come to the realization that there were items inside of the pumpkins, but I don't even think I liked any of them. Oh my gosh, these little, okay, the little saw, what do they call, like the bouncing billy or something like that? Those, I feel conflicted about them. Do I think they're funny? Yes. Was I being terrorized by them nonstop when we were playing? Yes. And I think in one of the first games, someone threw it at me, and I didn't know what I was like, what is this? You know, I didn't even know the Halloween stuff was happening, and it like blew up on me. And there was like 2 different times where I got knocked. Oh, okay. In this moment, he told me to turn around, and then he shot it at me. Again, second attempt on my life. Maybe we should have an attempt on my life counter, for how many attempts he makes at my life in game. But then he was like, "Oh, do you want it?" And I didn't want to be greedy, and I was like, "No, you keep it." You know what I mean? Like, I think maybe he's better equipped, but then I was like, oh, maybe I do want it. And then I didn't know where it was, but then he just, I don't know, like falls out of the sky and then gives it to me. And so, I end up with the pumpkin launcher, which the reason why I'm making a point of pointing it out is because it does come in handy. I don't know why I stopped at that point. I don't know if I took fall damage or something, but at some point, both of us, I think it was that one, we both took fall damage from like, trying to descend the rocks on the side of the cliff, and it didn't necessarily work out how we expected. But shout out to the cactuses. It's gonna be a sad day for me when they get rid of the cactuses on the map, because I think they are extremely convenient. Oh, okay. And then in this moment, he flies in shooting, and I gotta back him up. Boom, take him out with the pumpkin launcher. Perfect. I'm so glad he gave it to me. And then this looks weird, but like, I don't know why he wasn't taking damage immediately. And so I unloaded my like dual guns on him. But yeah. And then you would think, oh, we just took them out. Easy. No, a car comes up. He has the foresight to jump over it. I get hit by it. And so here I am duking it out with the shields. I'm not that good with the shields. But shout out to my duo because he took them out. But unfortunately, this guy has the auto turret, and I'm like, no, he's not taking out my friend. And so I took him out, And I will say, I'm running out of breath. Let me catch my breath. I will say that, it was getting to the end of our gaming session. So, we'd established like, okay, this is going to be our last game. And so I really didn't want it to end. And I was like, I have to lock in, oh, and these Iron Man gloves do come in handy. A bit of foreshadowing there, but this was going to be, the last game of the night. But I was having fun, and so it's like, I in moments, like I was in moments I would have maybe not performed as well as I did. I somehow pulled through, and I'm not trying to kiss my own butt here, but I think I performed well, and as I said in the beginning, we do end up winning, and so it paid off. But what I'm trying to get at here is that I was motivated by the power of friendship. And as you're noticing now, again, nothing but love for my duo, but that chainsaw, you will notice, plays an integral role in the rest of this game. But I won't get too ahead of myself. But what I was saying before, I was motivated by the power of friendship. You want to spend time with your friends, and so you're like, if we lose, it's done. And so you have to lock in. At this point, I did notice that the little footsteps things, he had the, bright idea of just going through the door, which somehow I didn't notice. But they got distracted by me coming up, so he was able to sneak them from behind. And then by the time I got up there, he'd already killed them. So that worked out perfectly. My stupidity? Okay, let's not be too harsh. Maybe my lack of awareness of where doors are. Came in handy because I was a distraction, and he was able to sneak him from behind, and they had no chains. I mean, didn't I think they were really going to win one way or another? No. But it played out nicely is what I'm trying to get at. And at this point, I didn't even know you could do that with cars. I know it's like a wrap or a skin or something, I don't know, but look at how it's such a gentleman pulled up the car so that I could easily get into it. And then this is where we enter the short period of, actually, before I say that, let's just take a moment to maybe admire his, driving skills, and maybe his choice of movement. I can't speak for him. I can only speak for me, but all I can say is from my point of view, I'm sure that, these decisions were well thought out and layered with genius and strategy. Oh, and I think in this moment I noticed someone was there, and so I was like, okay, let me be a good passenger princess and light him up, shoot him. And I don't think I did very well in aiming at them. I think I was missing. Like, you can see I'm probably hitting the rocks behind. He missed with the pumpkin launcher. Don't make fun of him. I don't know who killed that person in that moment. It was teamwork and friendship is what killed that person, which sounds like a bad thing from our point of view, was a good thing. And I think maybe they landed hits on me, which is why I needed the cactus. But again, like a proper gentleman, pulls up and lets me get into the car. If your duo is not, keeping up with you, is not pulling up for you, if they leave you behind, get a better duo. This is, in a way, you all, this is also serves as a bit of a PSA of like, this is what a good duo looks like. This is how two pros play. You know what I mean? This is what friendship looks like. And so keep that in mind, you know what I mean? Take notes, compare and contrast with your experiences with your duos. You play with your friend and you're like, hey, they don't, pull the car around for me. Bad. They don't spray me with the shield jug thing. Bad. You know what I mean? They don't drive in between buildings and then make it a little hard for you to aim at enemies. But no worries, I got them anyway. And what confused me about these two people, it's like, I thought they were a duo, but then if we downed both of them, how are they still crawling? So that was a little weird. I'm assuming maybe they were fighting and then we just pulled up and interrupted, and then I just had to, be thorough and finish the job, because if he was crawling, that means he had did we just get shot in that moment? I'm not sure. Anyway, that means that they had a duo partner that was still, kicking and living. And again, look at this expert move. What do they say? Never let them know your next move. And that's what I appreciate so much about my duo. Did I even mention we have, oh look, okay. And then there was a person diving. I don't know how I didn't notice them, but he got out and, immediately handled them, and then there I am not realizing that the person is dead already, and then trying to cautiously approach, and then I realized they were dead. So if you were and then we got shot at again, but in case you were doubting that I do my part, yeah, I do my part, and he does his part in making sure, like, oh, we're never gonna lose where the car is. Like, there might be other people with similar cars to us, but we know ours is the one that's parked sideways in the canyon. And so I appreciate him for, like, when you have to think quick and you don't want to get confused about which car is yours, I can tell, it's the one that's, like I said, parked sideways in the canyon. And that's what's really great about his driving. And even then, you might be thinking, but it's inconvenient because how are you going to get it out of that spot? I just used it as a ladder. Like, you're not, I'm not trying to be mean. You're not operating on our level of, like, strategy and gameplay. You think, he just totaled the car or made it unusable or, like, put it in a sticky spot. I did that on accident. But I'm trying to say it's 4D chess. Like, you see a car, we see a ladder. And so, it's about changing your mindset and being able to think outside the box and not constrain yourself to the limits that this game sets for you. And so that's another nugget of wisdom, or perhaps a comparison point for you to make, is like, is my duo encouraging me to, think outside the box, to, act at my greatest, to outmaneuver the enemies? And so any if at any point you're thinking, oh, that doesn't make sense, that was dumb, he's just making this up on the spot, and even laughing at it because he realized how ridiculous he sounds, one thing I'll say. Okay, and before I finish that sentence, I do believe this is attempt on my life number 3. Am I being dramatic? That'll kind of look like it to me. That definitely, okay, that was attempt on my life number 3. But yes, anyway, love him regardless. As I was saying, we win. You know what I mean? So any criticisms that you might have, I hate to say it, it's backed up by a win. Like, sometimes when I get in these, like, jokingly braggy, like, bits, I always wonder, I'm like, what if someone doesn't realize that I'm joking around and, like, purposely being obnoxious? But there's my disclaimer. But anyway, back into the character. Like, I want you to be able to like this. I'm not putting this video out for me, I'm putting it out for you. Like, I want you to know what I would say. That's attempt on my life number 4, right? Anyway, and you kind of have to have a duo that keeps you on your toes. Like, you might think, oh, we're traveling, we haven't run into anyone in a second, I can have my guard down. No, expect the unexpected. Okay, in this moment, I will admit I was kind of worried about the people flying with the Iron Man boots, because in the previous games and the ones that we didn't win, which is rare, I kept getting messed up by the flying people. I could never keep track of where they were. They would blow me up, light me up, shoot me, kill me. And then, so I was a little worried. And so I was trying to kind of take shelter under this roof that would maybe give me protection. But I was trying to, I was nervous. And I remember communicating this to him. I was like, I'm scared, I don't want to lose. I want the game to keep going. And he responded by emoting on me. And so shout out to him. But yeah, in this moment, I wish that, look, I see them using that Doom, what's it called? Like the Doom gloves or whatever, the green blast. And I got nervous. I was like, this is no good. Speaking of the chainsaw, I did have to sort of like, rein him in a little bit, because I was like, you're leaving me behind. And so whatever, I also it lagged a little bit or whatever. That was attempt on my life number 5. I'm counting it, and I didn't even notice these things, which is kind of funny. Do you know what I mean? It also sort of made me think, like, what things is he doing to my character behind my back when I'm not noticing? And so that was just food for thought for myself, but I thought I'd share that with you. Anyway, I think, where are we approaching? Oh, okay, we're approaching this. I don't even know what to call this, like an office. I don't know. I do remember this is one of the first places that we landed when I played with him for the first time. But yes, this is another important moment, because as you can see, there's a flying person. I'm a bit scared, but they drop down and then they try to pull some crazy move on me. No, baby. Iron Man gloves, you're taken out. And so my duo flies in with the chainsaw, tries to get his partner. No, but Aang took him out. And so I was like, no, this can't be happening. And so I'm shooting him, but he's running off. And I'm like, okay, I know he's about to be dead. And so I chase after him, and boom. That was a beautiful play on my part. I'm not going to lie. My heart was in my throat in this moment. I said, get behind the trailer thing, because I saw gunshots and you can see them there off to the right. And so in this moment, it was like, I'm trying to think, less than 10 people left. I was panicking, but he came in handy with Chuck splashes or whatever the heck they're called, the shield things. And I was nervous. I was like, it's I also wanted the victory crown, but it's the last game. We're in the final, like 5 or 4 at this point. We gotta be smart. We gotta be careful. And I try to maintain some composure, and so I'm running around, trying to find better things and equip myself for what eventually is gonna be the final battle. What decides who the victor is, who the victors are. It's plural, sorry. This is a duo match, but anyway, As you can see, he spots them. I don't even think he gave me a warning. I think he just started shooting or threw the billy at him. And so I was like, uh-oh. And so that person starts shooting at me, but my lovely duo, takes him out. And then this is the last guy. I didn't even notice it was the last guy. I'm shooting him with the Iron Man glove. We win. I was shooting him with the Iron Man gloves. He was shooting him with the gun. We won. It was perfect. I'm so happy that there's no victory royale overlay, and so I guess I'm gonna have to put that in. But yeah, shout out to my duo. Thank you for watching. Bye.